right, Kari. Thanks so much for your flexibility.
Yeah, of course.
Doing this post-op video with me. So, I know that you've done your post-observation notes, but I'd just like to begin with just asking, how do you think the lesson went? And what was the objective? And do you think it was reached? When and why not? So.
Yeah, so the overall objective was to make a case for or against. Basically, the students had to choose a side to make a case for or against space exploration, and then support it using text evidence. And then, of course, for ELLs, the tricky part of that is they just copy from a text and then call it their opinion. So this I think the process of reading for meaning was helpful in getting away from copying from a text and answering questions. Because I think if I had just asked a bunch of questions that relate to the article, it just would have been, okay, I'm going to copy-paste this sentence and call it my answer. So,
but the sentence doesn't necessarily have anything to do with their answer.
Yeah.
They're just fulfilling a requirement to put some textual evidence in there.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, sorry, what was the second part of the question? Objective, and then how did the lesson...
And was the objective reached, and how did you know?
Yeah, I think the objective was reached. What you didn't see in the lesson we did yesterday, because it was the synthesis part, they needed to create their opinion. So, are you for or against? And then, it was choosing one statement. So it was just narrowing it down further, choosing a statement and making a case for that statement. Do you agree or disagree? And then use textual evidence. So I think they accomplished that.
So then just to clarify, who chooses the statement that they either are for or against? Was that you choosing the statement or they choose it?
The students did.
Okay.
So I said to choose a statement that they felt strongly about. So whether it was the one about government should prioritize healthcare,
yes, one of the reading for meaning statements
over space exploration, something that that they feel more strongly about, so that they can write more about it.
And then you read their synthesis paragraphs.
Yeah. I read their synthesis paragraphs, and I think they did a really good job, and I didn't see copying straight from the text, which was good, because that, I think, is what all of us have kind of struggled with. If we ask them to answer a question or give more of, like, a question that comes from a book, they don't put it into their own words and just push them to do that. And so I thought it was really good.
Oh, sounds good. So what did you see then in their paragraphs that show that they're not just lifting things from the original source and pasting it?
I think, part of the process was they had to find evidence for a bunch of statements, and then through that gave them more time to process, okay, why do I agree? I'm going to find a reason in here, put it into my own words so that it can fit in the little box instead of copying a whole paragraph.
Yeah.
And then from that, bringing it back all together, and then their statement was their topic sentence. Or, I agree that
space exploration
is beneficial because, and then their supporting detail sentences were their answers, or their text evidence.
And I'm just wondering, with the synthesis paragraph, since it is a writing class, are you teaching them to integrate quotes with that? Is that somewhere, like, what direction do you see? So I see that, hey, this is really good. You're not just copying and pasting things that are totally irrelevant to what you're saying, right? So this is a good step, because now you're taking a statement that moves you in some way, that you have an opinion about, and now you are writing either the fact that you're for or against something, using that statement to give support to what you're saying. And then you're also using textual evidence, right, to give support. So what do you see happening next in terms of writing with that? Because that's a powerful way to write, and that's what we want our kids to do.
Yeah.
We want them to make arguments using textual evidence. And that's something that we ask our mainstream kids to do all the time, right? So.
Do you have them like in your psychology class, do you teach them citing, like how to cite sources and how to cite in a paragraph, and then, or do you have them include that in any way? I just realized I haven't done that in science class.
Oh, so
actual citing. Yeah. I've integrated, I think that's a good idea. I've integrated like topics and, I mean, this is a science class. But, I mean, I'm also the writing teacher, so it works perfectly for me.
That's true. That is science class,
so it's easy for me to integrate, because I know
you can take what you just did in science, the material, the content, and then apply it in your writing class. Like, how then do we seamlessly integrate a quote or textual evidence with what we are trying to make a case for, right?
That's true. I didn't think about that. Kim Gomez was even telling me she was having the advanced kids do kind of a research project and writing along with that, and she asked if we had covered research papers, and I realized, you know what, we haven't done that.
But you know what? It would work so well just in a paragraph, and it doesn't have to be a full-on research paper. Just like, let's just take what we already studied and read
and quote it.
And figure out how to do that, how to write that.
Yeah, that's true.
And then, if they are doing a research paper in Gomez's advanced class,
or in
be like, I got
class.
this. We've been practicing this, and now then they can practice putting it all together in a research paper.
Yeah.
But doing that with
we briefly did that in writing. How to cite a definition in a paragraph using quotations, and so that, you're right, that would have been a good place.
Yeah, we don't really do that a lot in AP Psych.
Or in any class. In mainstream classes in general, I mean.
No, in English. Yeah, when we did research papers, and I would teach them how to do that. I would teach them how to integrate the quotes, and then I would give them models of how to, like model paragraphs of how it's done, and then I would write with them up on the board and show them how to do it. So just, that gradual release of responsibility, the scaffolding, and then they get more practice, and then they're able to do it more on their own.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that'd be a great skill that they will need in the future for writing.
Yeah, that's true.
And you don't have to take the time in writing to read something.
Yeah, that would be a good place to integrate it.
And it's intellectually stimulating for them, because it's this question of, what are the advantages and disadvantages? Should I be more for or against it? And then there's all these other issues you have to touch on. So.
Yeah, I think it was a good topic, because I don't think
they've really thought
about because they know space exploration, but I don't think they ever thought about, is this a good thing or is it not a good thing? Yeah. Or, I mean, am I for the government spending so much money on it?
It is a lot of money. And you have to make choices then, right? If I spend a lot of money on this, then I can't spend money on other things. So is it worth it? Yeah. For the possibility of whatever.
Going to the moon. How much is that worth?
Or I guess resources, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so I think overall it's good.
That's good. So in the proposed part, I'm just going to write, about how you can incorporate some of the things that you're doing in science for writing class.
Yeah, I think citing textual evidence. Yeah. Or actual citing.
Yeah, and integrating the quotes. Yeah. Seamlessly with your own words. That's very challenging, but that's where they're at. Yeah. That they're ready for that.
Yeah, I think that'd be good too.
Okay. All right. So, I guess my other question was kind of a warm-up question, but that's okay. How do you feel the lesson went in terms of strengths, and then anything that you would have changed, and now that you've had the lesson and you have some hindsight?
Yeah, I think Bellringer was good. I think just a fun warm-up was good.
I like their question, by the way.
It was funny.
It's like, I thought about that because I'm short.
Yeah.
So I have to think, what are the advantages of being short? Okay.
Yeah, what are the advantages and disadvantages? I was like, should I be tall or short? Which one will I get the funniest answers? So, yeah, I thought that was good. So that was a good suggestion to just do a fun one. And then I'm glad I did the brainstorm before. So I think that was good, because a lot of what we brainstormed they did end up reading about. And so I didn't really know what they knew about space exploration. So that was a good, like, what is the purpose? And what can you think about things that are good and bad about it? So it's a good intro. And then I think the statements were good. I don't think there's any other statements that I would have added.
Yeah. You just modified that one, and they were really
which
good.
is great because...
Was it a good amount?
I think so.
Because you had how many?
I think it was 6.
Okay.
I think it was 6. Yeah, especially because a few weeks ago, one of our vocab words was prioritize and priority for a writing class. And so one of the word partners was top priority. And so drawing that in and practicing, that's another thing I kind of want to work on, is we have so many good vocab toolkit words, but, and they're good objective words also. So it's like justify, prioritize, and so it's a lot of, I mean, Bloom's taxonomy words, and academic vocab, and so that was a good way to bring it in, so I think I just need to be more intentional.
Yeah, I think that one of the things that you did really well in your lesson is that portion that I saw where you were giving vocabulary instruction, and you're giving them clues as to, okay, what's the part of speech, what are the suffixes and the prefixes, and that help us to understand what part of speech it is, so you can deal with a word in its various forms, right, to drive their understanding. And plus, just it's a tool for them when they're looking at a word to figure out what is this word, what does it mean, how does it work in this sentence. Do you ever present, because you did a great job with that, like, okay, there's an MENT, guys, what does that mean? What kind of part of speech is it? Or there's, you know, it seemed like you do that a lot, because they've
learned, like, pre means what, pro means what.
So, do they understand that they can use those strategies on their own, too? Do you encourage them to? Okay.
Yeah, especially when they're doing their vocab charts on their own. They'll do some vocab for writing by themselves. I actually started doing that more this year with any word that has more than one part of speech, or the word family, to bring that in, because they have such a hard time with word forms. And so they say, I achievement school. And so I think I can work more ways into just adding more ways to present different word forms so that they can be thinking about how to use the verb form of achieve correctly, how to use the noun correctly. So I started doing that with any word. You learn 4 words in one just by bringing in for different parts of speech. Thanks. One thing I think I would have didn't go so well is, I think the actual reading portion I wrote on here, it was fine. I mean, they read it.
They read out loud?
Yeah, but I think it is good to read out loud, and I did have them read silently afterwards. But I think if I had given them, what is it? It's think alouds, right? Where it's, trying to think of the reading strategy, where you're making notes on...
I think aloud is where you as a teacher are showing your metacognition to your students.
What is it? What is the strategy? I can't think of it right now.
Oh, talk to the text?
Yes, exactly. So I think I would have...
Annotating? Okay.
So I would have...
Silently?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think I would have done, to bring in the brainstorm, to do, put a star next to the new ideas, put like a circle next to the ideas we talked about in class, underline our vocab words, circle the words you don't know. So I think that would have focused them more on the actual reading.
I'm auditorially sensitive. So if I'm sitting in a class and I'm hearing other people literally say what I just said right before and after, I'm like, what am I reading? I don't know. So, that's perfect. I think that's a good idea.
So I think I would,
or if you read aloud, maybe you could do it as a group. So it's the sentence being read once and you don't hear an echo or...
I'm trying to figure out different ways to read out loud. Or to read in general.
What about, how long was the article?
I'm trying to think it didn't take them very long. Maybe like 20 minutes?
Maybe it could be where you break it up. Why does it have to be one way that you read it? Maybe it could be you read the first 2 paragraphs together.
Okay.
And then they annotate on their own, or they then read with the partner.
And then come back. Yeah, that's true.
Something like that. Do you ever, I know it takes longer, have them practice reading a little bit out loud?
Yeah,
one sentence at a time or something?
we do a bunch of different things. We do, each person reads a paragraph, or we do silent reading, or we do whisper reading, where they're whispering out loud.
Yeah.
Or we'll do partner. So I think it's
Yeah.
just like what